Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters with me. I am OzoneB. In the last episode I was trying to run a bunch of vaults in order to get a knowledge star so that I can finally unlock Danks. Well, look at those levels. I have run a lot of vaults in between time. You know, sometimes you want to make content and, well, sometimes you just want to play the game. And that's where I've been recently. I just want to play the game. So I've gained about 5 levels and run a whole bunch of vaults. Also because I want to run as many vaults as I can before updating to the new version. By the way, there's a new version out and it's been a little buggy. So check with the Discord and before you download and install it. I think we're mostly getting stable, but I'm a little hesitant yet still. Anyway, I've got a lot of skill points to spend, and I've got this knowledge star. That makes it a really important episode. It's the first real mod that I get to unlock. That's right, I've unlocked several mods from the Decorator Pack, and, well, you know, look around. Have I done anything with it? No, not at all. Because, largely, I don't care. But all that was done to get to Danks, costing just 1 point. And here it is in my hand. This is a monumental occasion. So are we ready? Let's see if I can do this sitting down. Boom. I got the knowledge point. And boom. It's now researched. That has been a goal for a long time. And I'm going to get much more into Danks in a minute. But first, in the last episode, I also got an Omega statue, and I kind of screwed up this name and the selection and all of that good stuff. But it's been over here quietly making dirt and doing well. But I don't know who this Paul is, so I said that I would name this after somebody who made a comment in my last video. And that time is now. In this dispenser, I have the names of the 6 commenters that left a message on that last video. Really, guys? 6? There was like over 100 views, and only 6 of you wanted to leave a comment and possibly get your name on that statue? I'm a little surprised, but oh well, it is what it is. Now, who is going to get it? And it is Swarmy! There he is, my friend Swarmy. Now, I don't know if any of you noticed, but on my co-op video for Season of the Noob, Swarmy was in that party. We played together on the Season of the Noob, and I'm really glad to have you here in my base, helping me out in the single-player world. We'll see who gets the next one. I'll do this again for the next one. Maybe somebody else will. Now, it's time to dive into some Danks. If you don't know what Danks are, you've probably been living under a rock. It is the best storage solution that you can have while running the vaults. It's pretty incredible. Danks come in several different forms, each getting progressively more powerful and progressively more expensive. A Dank 1 isn't all that difficult to get, starting with an arena crate, which is itself based on a shulker box with some netherite and some wootadite. Fortunately, I do have a good amount of all of these materials, and I plan to make several Dank 1s. A Dank 1 is where it all starts. A Dank 2 is where you really start to get good storage, and that takes a pog, which I have yet to create. Now, I do have all of the ores to make a pog in here if I can actually get a gem out of it, and sparkletine is the one that I have the fewest of. So basically, I'm going to mine these up and try to get as many gems as I can, and however many sparkletine I get, that's how many Dank 2s I'm going to be making. Now a Dank 3 takes another pog and is even more powerful. I might actually take one of them to a Dank 3. Not really sure. I doubt I'll be able to get to a Dank 4 or more in this episode. It's all up in the air. But let's start with making a few Dank 1s. First things first, I need wootadite. A few episodes, I made the super fortune pick with fortune 5, using some of those ancient enchanted tomes that I collected. I've made a mistake several times saying that I had the equivalent of fortune 7, but I don't. In skills, I took Vein Miner Fortunate, which only gives the +2 fortune to it if you have level 5 Vein Miner, but I don't. I only have 4 levels, so since I have 8 unspent skill points, it's time to remedy that right now and max out Vein Miner with the Fortunate skill. Now I have fortune 7. Now, I did have some people tell me that this was a mistake, that you can actually get fortune 8 once you get to Paxel with the Fortunate Charm. And You're right. You can get better than a Fortune 7, but at the rate that my progression is going, unlocking the Vault Blacksmith in order to get a Paxil Charm is so far in the future that I just don't see it as achievable in the near future. So, in the meantime, I think Fortune 7 is a very good compromise to do. So let's set these out and see what we can get. And yeah, I'm just going to fortune them all up because there's really no point in waiting. I have about as good of a fortune skill as I can get right now. That is a lot of ore. That is everything that I've collected since the very beginning. I really don't think I've ever mined up any of these ores until right now. So making sure I've got Vein Miner active, let's go. Woo! That is a lot of gems. Almost 4 stacks. So that's nice. Now a Dank 1 takes perfect Wootadai and takes a lot of them. So I need 28 perfect Wootadai to make these 7 Danks up. I don't know that I'm going to do them all right now, but I will at least do 16 perfects. So I've made up 4 Dank 1s already, and now it's time to talk about what makes them so great. First of all, you've got 9 slots here, and each of these slots will hold a certain number of items, but it's not 64 items. Instead, it's 256 items. So this is essentially like a full chest, except you've only got 9 different items, and each item will hold 4 stacks of those kinds of items, which is a lot of storage. Now, secondly, you've got a pickup tag, which will let it automatically pick up things off the floor and thus keep it out of your inventory. So by having these 4 Danks in my inventory, I can pick up now 9 times 4, 36 different items, and they won't go into the rest of my inventory while I'm running the vault. And it'll hold an immense amount of items, 256 of each of the items, which is a massive amount and does an awful lot to help you keep your inventory organized while you're running the vault. Another thing that makes the Danks really valuable is that it's got this first slot with the green background. Whatever slot has the green background is what's going to get used when the Dank is in construction mode. Right now it's in bag mode, and you use the I key to change it from construction to bag and back and forth. In the lower corner, you see it says construction, and it shows the 14 blocks that I put in there. So when I right click, it places the block down. And this is really helpful because essentially this Dank is giving me something that I will already have in one of my slots of my inventory, and it's giving me 8 other slots that it will pick up things automatically and keep it out of my inventory. I don't know how to explain it anymore, but this is just epic. And it doesn't restrict itself to just blocks. If I do something else, like put ender pearls in this first slot, then when I'm in construction mode and I right click it, it throws an ender pearl. It uses the item, whatever item is in there. You can have it be your food, and as in carrots. You can have it be ender pearls. You can have it be potions. Oh, and potions is even better. Potions are even better. Now see, when I put a potion in there, they start stacking. You can't get this any other way. It is absolutely epic. If my Dank has the potion selected and I right click it, nothing happens. You can't throw potions out of a Dank, so these splash potions that I have here are no longer going to be very valuable. Instead, you have to have regular potions, and using the Dank will let you drink those potions. It's super handy. Additionally, as you upgrade Danks, each slot holds more items and you get more slots in it, so it gets exponentially more powerful at storing the data. And lastly, there's a way to make it delete stuff. So all that junk that you pick up in the vaults will just get deleted if you have a Dank set up with void pickup. This is really dangerous, and you got to make sure that you get all your filters set up right and you're not going to be losing any items. But once you do, it's epic. All those useless blocks that just clutter your inventory, gone. Just into the void, no worries whatsoever. It's pretty epic. For right now, I'm only going to keep it on filtered pickup, and so only these items that are in here are going to get picked up. But in order to upgrade the Danks, I need Pogs. And that's where the Sparkletine comes in. This is the limiting factor. I've only found 2. In all of the 50 vaults that I've played, I've only gotten 2 Sparkletine. So now it's time to fortune these up and see how lucky we get. Oh, I don't think it matters, but I'm going to put on my lucky hat. Just can't be too certain, you know? All right, vein miner selected. Let's go. That's a lot of gems. How many did I get? 15! Oh my gosh, that is so lucky. Oh my gosh, we might get to Dank 3s and 4s. Wow. Now I got to do the rest of them. I have a lot of gems. Okay, Iscalium is my next one. Now it's time to do the same for the Iscalium. Again, 50 vaults. I've only collected 3 of these. I do have 1 gem that came in a boss crate, but here we go. Oh, it looks like they all got them. I'm at 15 also. I'll take it. Not quite as lucky as the Sparkletine, but I'll take it. All right, Gorgonite is next and Puffium, both with 4 ores. All right, 50 vaults, only 4. Let's get it. I've got vein miner selected. Puffium, go! Oops, got a little bit more. All right, Gorgonite, go! Okay, how many did I get? Oh, only 12 Puffium and 16 Gorgonite. So it looks like 12 is my limiting factor. Well, now it's time for Funnocide and Bomb Ignite. Let's hope I don't tear up my floor again. Let me go patch that. We'll just patch that up first. You know, guys, I am just so nervous about these. They're so rare, so special. I don't want to screw it up. But let's go. That's a lot. Okay. What do we got? Oh, more than 12. More than 12. And that's what matters. All right. You know what? All right. We've got to keep it going. Let's see how many we get of these. Maybe I shouldn't fortune them all up. I mean, I do have 8 of some of these, where I only had 2 of the others. But no, I think it's best to get it done while I've got the Fortune 7. I think Fortune 8 is a long way away. So here we go. All right. Big moment. How many are we going to get? All right, looks good. I'm less worried about all of these, but I am still a little worried. You know what I mean? Oh, let's go see. Oh, only 16 of those Upalines. I had a lot of Upalines, but that's all right. That is pretty incredible. That's enough for 12 Pogs. Wow. I can't even fathom what I'm going to do with 12 Pogs, but I think I'm going to be making a lot of Danks. And I might even try to save some. You know what? I haven't got into Eternals yet, and that needs a Pog. I think that has to be his thing too. This is such a big moment. I have yet to do any of this, and I don't even know how I feel about this. It's crazy. But there we go. 12 Pogs. Oh, I'm shuddering with delight. So I've been away being a little busy with the Danks here, and I have used 8 of those Pogs to upgrade my 4 Danks here to Dank 3s. And as you can see, they hold a whopping 4,096 items per slot. And you can see they come with 27 different slots. That is a crazy amount of items. I've also made up 2 more Dank 1s to be able to use for miscellaneous things. So that is a crazy amount of storage that will hopefully make the vault runs a whole lot more easy. Additionally, I have gone through and set filters for every item that I want to pick up. And I've named them. This one's called Food, and it holds all the foodstuffs, including some of the vault foodstuffs. This one is blocks, which will include my building blocks, as well as the blocks that you pick up as you go along, things that you typically do run into and that just clutter up my inventory. I didn't get all of the compressed blocks in here, nor all of the ores, but it's going to help out a ton. I've also got one for normal vanilla mob drops, and as you can see, it's not full, but this is where my ender pearls are going to be used from. The ender pearls used to be on my bar, so this is a lot of free extra storage, essentially. Next up is all of the vault loot. Well, this isn't all of it, but this is all of the most common stuff. We got the various ores, the gems, the vault diamonds, etc. So this should also really help clean up my loot. This is the stuff that I most care about, though. And then I've got one for my potions. Now, I've brewed up several regular potions of healing. These are not splash because you can drink a potion of healing from here, but not throw a splash potion. I've also thrown some extra blocks in here just because, well, it's free storage. And lastly, the vanilla loot, diamonds, emeralds, netherite, etc. But I also found out that my water bucket is something that can be used from a dank. And so again, this is just a whole bunch of free storage for a slot in my inventory that I'm already using with my water bucket. Now, unfortunately, I did test it out, and it turns out you can't eat food from the danks. So I don't get the free storage from this slot with my food, unfortunately. Oh well, it's still a huge improvement. So here I am, all ready to go. I think it's time to test out these danks. Now, since I'm going to be breaking a lot of chests, I think we also need to spend a couple points in haste, because that'll make that happen just a little bit more quickly. So, right now I just have 1 level in haste, and I do have 6 unspent skill points. I really kind of want to save all my skill points as much as I can in order to max out Soul Hunter when I hit to level 50. It's going to be really hard to save them, but I can spend 1 point on another upgrade of haste, which is all I can do at this point, and that will definitely help out. I think I also want to be able to learn Summon Eternals, which only takes 1 point. I don't have an Eternal yet, so there's no point in spending this yet, but that is something I'm going to be looking forward to in the very near future. All right, let's see how that goes. Remember, I'm trying to break all the chests. I don't want to open any chests. I just want to break them and hope we get a good one. Speedy, hunger, easy, fast. So we got less time, etc. Pretty much everything except flint and nuggets went into my banks. So there's 2 things that I did not set up in my filters. Ooh, an aquarium room. I love these. Now all of this stuff is going into my inventory. Pretty much. Or at least all these concretes and whatnot. But you know what? I think that's okay. I have thought about trying to put things for all this stuff in my danks because they're common junk blocks, but there's only so much room. Not that I really care. Oh, black opal. That I care about. I was going to say, not that I really care about most of the vanilla ores, but, you know, we're mostly just testing. But all in all, this is going pretty well. My magnet is almost dead. If I'm gonna do this, I can't use a real magnet. I mean, a weak magnet. I guess I'll... Wow, a lot of stuff went in there. That's pretty amazing. 7 minutes left, which is not that much. Not getting as much exploration as I thought I might. Okay, 4 minutes. What do we got here? An obelisk, of course. But good chests, or a number of chests anyway. Alright, well, that's it. Come back after I've sorted things out. Well, that was very interesting. I feel like I didn't have a very good run overall, but in terms of a test for the danks, I think it went pretty well. Now, in my inventory, I have a few blocks that I feel are common enough and could go into a dank somewhere. I apparently didn't have, well, I don't think I had any of the unique gems, and I did find a couple. More compressed blocks, iron ore, etc. Another star. I'm glad to have that. Dirts, get a fair number of those, but coal and flint and gold nuggets. Got an awful lot of those, and then some bread. I didn't expect to actually pick up bread. I didn't remember ever seeing it in there, but, it is. And so these are things that I think I need to add to my Danks. Yeah, oh, and my magnet. Pretty well killed my magnet with all of that drawing things in. So it might be time to make a more powerful magnet, but in terms of a strategy, it actually worked out quite well. And now let's see what actually did go in the Danks. So I got some of the compressed blocks worked. I picked up a few potions of healing that I can brew up. These are the level 1s as opposed to the level 2s that I drink. And the empty bottles are going right back into my Dank here after I drink the potion. So that's pretty cool. In the blocks, I got a lot of ores, actually. Bunch of doors, kept these out of my inventory. Whole bunch of cobblestone and stone from digging around the stronghold. Mob drops, yeah, boy, ton of arrows and bones and feathers, all this stuff. I'm not surprised that I picked up, and I'm not surprised there's a lot of it. And then the other one, oh yeah, all our regular ores. I did get several of those and some gems. So, yeah, nice. Oh, some more vault diamonds. That'll be helpful too. The bottom line is, I think this worked out quite well. Clearly, the magnet is the weak link in all of this. I'm either going to be going through a lot of magnetite repairing my magnets, or I'm going to have to invest in some more powerful magnets, with some higher durability. But I am really happy to have the Danks set up and ready to use as I run vaults. Great success, as this gal would say. And this chest is just all the junk that ended up in my inventory, and most of which I'll probably just be throwing aside and letting it despawn. So, I could maybe add like the black concrete, which came from the spider rooms, and the blue and yellow and orange alabaster that come from the aquarium room. I could maybe add them to a slot in my Danks so that they're not cluttering up my inventory. But all in all, it's not that much. So yeah, it worked out really well. Well, I think that's an awful lot to get done in one episode. I think these Danks have worked out wonderfully, and I can't wait to run more vaults with them. What mod do you think I need to get into next? I'm looking at maybe refined storage, or drawers, or waystones, or maybe try saving up for something like create. I think create sounds like a lot of fun, but it's still pretty darn expensive. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And while you're at it, hit that like button. And make sure you're subscribed too. It really helps and I really, really appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for me. Remember, be excellent to each other, and I'm out.